His name is Boris Korczak, and he was the manager of an importing company in Denmark. What he really was a Soviet agent, a major in the KGB. And for 8 years, he worked for the CIA, a double agent, penetrating the Soviet network on behalf of the Americans. When it came time to come in from the cold, he came to the United States, settling down near CIA headquarters in suburban Virginia. The CIA paid him off and lost interest in him. The KGB didn't. He believes the Russians are out to kill him and that they've tried once, shooting a microscopic poison pellet at him in a shopping center. But let him tell his own story. He has never been before a television camera until now.
My working for the CIA is described with two words which sound access agent. Who is an access agent? That's a man who has an access to informations. And due to my knowledge of language, I speak perfect Russian, I speak some other languages, and by special talent to make good approach, I succeeded in getting into the KGB, which is not easy thing at all.
In what countries did you work for the KGB?
I've been working in Scandinavia and Western Europe.
Can you say anything about the nature of your work?
I'm afraid that's classified. And my intentions are not to reveal any state secrets.
Right. This double agent kind of work can be quite dangerous. If the KGB finds out, obviously you become a target of theirs.
There's no other way but death, which Soviets proved so many times before. We used to call Soviets the elephants. As we know, elephants have very good memory. Soviets do. And, well, they proved it.
How do they prove it?
They killed so many people who came from Eastern Europe with informations. Let me come that far back as 50s, when chief of secret police of Polish People's Republic, Mr. Światło, he defected to the West, taking with him most vulnerable secrets of the Soviet KGB and Polish intelligence service. And I understand that some years later, they got him somewhere in Latin America, even after face operation, after change of identity. He even didn't remind himself anymore.
So you believe the KGB tried to kill you?
Absolutely.
What happened? Tell about that.
Well, it was 5 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago already. In the afternoon, early afternoon, about 1:30 p.m., I took my son and a couple of friends who went shopping, not further than 4 or 5 miles from Langley.
Langley, which is the headquarters of the CIA.
Of the CIA. And there was, well, during those years of working for the CIA, you learn to have eyes around your head. And so I do too. Each time I drive, I keep very careful watch what happens behind me. And there was a light beige, one of those new Chevys, a small American car, that picked me up something like 50 yards from my house and followed me to the shopping center. I mean, there's nothing very special about people going to shopping center, but this man was very careful to stay in a certain distance, which is the first obvious thing that he's following. As I've been followed before, but in the United States, you say, well, I thought that I might be followed for my security reasons by FBI, by police, by CIA, by anybody. So I really didn't smell a danger. Then we parked the car. I took my son by the hand and we walked into the giant food store. And the man appeared there. I didn't see him entering. I just saw him when he was there. I lost him. You know, we start really shopping, start picking up the goods that I should buy, and we came to the fruit department. And I felt just above my kidney something like a bite of a mosquito. I mean, it must have been a big one. It hurt, but not enough to wake any suspicion.
Through your clothes?
Pardon?
Through
my shirt, yes. So I just, what you do, you scratch yourself when you get that. That's what I did, and I found a little bit of blood on my finger. I didn't pay much attention to that, especially close to the fruits. There can be bees, there can be wasps, there can be all those flying identified objects. And well, we finished shopping. I didn't see the man anymore. He somehow perished, disappeared. Got in a car, drove back home. My friends left home. I've been alone with my son, and 3-4 hours later, I suddenly felt that something is very wrong with me. My pulses start hammering in my head. I got incredible pain in my heart, and I found out that I have terrible temperature. I'm sorry, I'm not acquainted still with Fahrenheit, but it was 42 Celsius.
106 degrees.
Yes, it is. It must be. That's what I've been told. It is 106 degrees. And then the temperature rose to this 106 and fell again to below normal, which is in centigrades again, 36.6. I was getting 35, the reading on my European thermometer. And each 15 minutes, the temperature was changing, there and back. And I had this feeling of losing my conscience. I didn't know really what happens to me. And, well, the good doctor, checked me as well as he could, and he couldn't find any real reason. At that time, I started bleeding, internal bleedings.
You had some paralysis?
Pardon?
You also had some paralysis?
Well, I had a very bad pain in my left arm going to the heart. The heart was beating very irregularly. And before I went to the hospital, I was trying to help myself using nitroglycerin, which was the only needle I could use. I was not paralyzed. No, I was rather unconscious, to that extent that I can hardly remember anything from those first 3 days. I remember like from a bad dream, from a nightmare, things that were going, that people were coming, they were trying to put some food in me, some drinks.
Eventually you recovered?
Eventually, no. It means the effect of the poison was gone, but then because of internal bleedings, I got infection, internal infection, that bothers me until today. I'm having relapses, I'm getting fever back, I'm getting pain down at my abdomen.
What is the CIA doing for you?
Nothing. They used me, they used my service, and they let me down.
How long did you work for the CIA?
I've been working over 6 years.
Until when?
Until Christmas 1979.
And why did the CIA drop you?
Because a burned-up agent is bad news. It is probably cheaper to throw him back to the lions, which I believe is a common practice for years.
And so the CIA, presumably if it was the KGB which was trying to get you, you were getting no protection from the CIA?
No, none at all.
Now an illegal immigrant?
I am not illegal, I'm not legal. I have no status at all. I believe I am exception in the United States.
Well, you could be deported.
I can be deported. I can be thrown back to Europe, which will be my death. Well, I might be, before I will be deported, I might be shot here.
This is Daniel Schorr, Cable News Network in Washington.